Yeah, thanks for joining us. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're doing.
Yep. No, sure thing. So my name's Luke Wolki. I'm from the border of Albury-Wodonga.
Which side?
Aubrey side.
Oh, Victoria.
Wales.
Oh, is Albury New South Wales?
Yeah, Aubrey's New South Wales.
I thought Wodonga was New South Wales.
That's Victoria. That's your land.
So you're on the other side.
On the other side of the
Dark
border,
side.
across the
So have you
river.
come
Did you bring
down?
your passport?
Did you just stamp it on the way in?
Yeah.
Have you come down all the way today from
Jump
there?
on this podcast.
Did you?
See you boys.
Fuck, how good
Definitely.
is that? How good is that?
Gentlemen. Good bloke.
Had to be done.
That's it.
We're going to make it worth your while now.
I'll be down here for the weekend though. I'll go see my brother and catch up with him and yeah.
Are you originally from that side of town?
I am from Albury, yeah.
Yeah, so your brother's moved down here?
Yep, he's moved
Cool.
down here 4 or 5 years ago.
Yep.
And then yeah, got into his construction company and that down here and
Good.
yeah, I'm up there with mine.
Yeah, good.
What's it like, man, growing up in a... Well, I guess you don't have anything to compare it to, but I just always wonder, like, because how many people...
I think we're about 106,000 the population now.
106?
Yeah, yeah, and it's growing. It's growing quite rapidly. Most of my jobs, from people from the Melbourne, Sydney area moving into Albury-Wodonga, buying properties, wanting to do major extensions, renovations, shop openings, all that. So yeah, it's growing quite quickly with new people, which is good. I'm pretty positive we actually won 2022 Australia's What If Best Country Town.
Yeah,
That tells you a little bit.
Best country town.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah, that was it.
I guess it's hard to compare, but what would you say are the key differences? Like you've got a lot of mates in the city, and you said your brother's in the city now as well?
Yeah,
Melbourne?
down here,
Yeah. So what would you think the biggest differences between growing up in a small country town like Albury-Wodonga compared to, like, say, growing up in Melbourne or Sydney? What would be the key things that people would take away?
Growing
the big
up,
differences?
in Albury-Wodonga, everybody just knows everybody. The communities, you got to be a good person. You can't shaft people. You have to be good to your neighbours and, to people in the town, because if you do the wrong thing by somebody, the
Word spreads.
it spreads real quickly. Whereas in Melbourne, Sydney, the larger cities, you can sort of do whatever you want and meet new people and get away with it. That's probably some of the keys. And in my area, Albury-Wodonga, the community is quite small. So, if you do well by people, you get a pretty good name pretty quickly.
So you can't just fuck up on one side on Albury and then go to Wodonga, just go,
Yeah.
that's something else.
Growing up, there was actually a little bit of rivalry between Albury and Wodonga,
Yeah.
in the party scenes and that. I always knew there was the Albury boys and the Wodonga boys
Yeah.
that, would get in punch-ons and that at parties and stuff. And
Oh, really?
yeah, that stuff used to happen when we were young, but I don't hear about it anymore. I don't even hear about it with younger generations, with young apprentices and that I haven't heard any stories like that for a while. So I sort of think it's like a bit of a mixed culture now. There's not many young people out on the scenes anymore. Everybody's sort of sitting at home on TikTok and social media.
Do you think that's the case, or do you think you've just grown out of it?
I think that's the case a lot as well. There's not as many people roaming the streets in the younger generations. There's definitely not like it when I was my age. Every weekend when I was 14, 15, 16, we were out on the streets, socializing, going to parties, going down the street, going to this, going to that. I definitely don't see it as much with the younger generations these days to what it was.
Yeah,
That's a bit
I
of
guess.
a as well. And everybody sort of, interacts through social media, through, different platforms. So they're sort of all on the same level, whether you're from Albury or Wodonga, and it's all mixed up.
It's like
quickly.
one place now.
Yeah, it is. And a lot of families are sort of separated. So mum's living in Albury, dad's living in Wodonga. So the kids jump from week to week from different,
State to state.
state to state. Yeah, you could say
They shouldn't they just move the border?
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't that make sense?
Yeah.
But then-
Just have one big
Hey?
town on one side.
Yeah, just one town on one side. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
So
because
your
everyone introduces...
business is carpentry predominantly?
Construction now, building.
So you're a registered builder?
Registered builder.
So do you have issues then with the cross-border? So do you have to be registered in both states now
I got
to
my
build?
license originally in New South Wales, and then I got to cross over to Victoria. There's different rules and
That's right.
regulations.
So
See
have
that?
have you done it?
I'm licensed in both.
In both, yeah.
Yeah, New South Wales and Victoria.
Well, Victoria's
Registered
harder to get
commercial
registered
builder.
in. So it's actually easier if you get registered in Victoria. It's from what I've heard,
It is.
It's easier to get registered in the other states because, you're from Victoria? Yeah, no worries, here's your license. Whereas when it's the other way around, because what was happening is a lot of blokes would go up to Sydney, get registered, say, I live here.
Yeah.
Because it was so much easier, or Brisbane, and then come back to Melbourne and go, I'm a Brisbane builder.
Yeah.
Give me my license. They're like, no, do the test again.
I just felt that I had that problem when I got my builder's license in New South Wales a bit over 12 months ago. And then, I only just got my Victorian one 3.5, 4 months ago.
Isn't that stupid though?
Builders.
Because like everything's Australian standard.
Yeah.
You know, like that we have the even dude,
It's
like
bureaucracy.
driver's license and stuff.
Red tape.
I'm pretty sure Adelaide you can do 17.
Yeah, it used to be 16. I had a cousin in
Yeah.
Adelaide where he
You could
was
get your
he had his
license at
Ps
16.
At 16, I remember going over to
Yeah.
Adelaide.
Whereas what's Sydney or New South Wales?
And that'd be
South
18.
Wales 17.
17.
Yeah, 17.
Victoria's
You need
18.
weights, yeah. Victoria's 18.
Yes, you can't drive until you're 18 because you're an adult, which seems like the most normal thing for someone growing up here.
Yeah, for us.
But, yeah, but then when you look at the other places, you're like, wait, so you can
You have to wait that.
do 1 year of driving, but you can't do the other stuff.
Yeah.
It felt like it was odd. Whereas when you turned 18 in Victoria, it was like you're loose.
What about your motorbike license over here, bud? Is that 18 as well?
Well, no, it used to be less. I don't know if it is now.
Motorbike license.
Yeah, you used to be able to get that.
In New South Wales, it's 16 and 9 months. So I was
Yeah, used to be able to get it sooner here too.
Anybody my age had their
No,
license.
no, motorbike license is 18. Dude.
Used to be. No, it used to be less.
used to be. Like,
Used to be able to get it at 16 and 9 months or something like that. Yeah, because I was going to go. I remember I was going to go to Adelaide, get my license, and then come back because I had family in Adelaide.
Yeah.
And say, oh yeah, I live here,
yeah.
and then come back and be the only 16-year-old driving
around, yeah.
That would have been a
The thing
disaster
about
in
living
the
on the
first place.
border, right, is what you can do is you can always seem to find a friend or a family member that lives over.
Oh, of course you could.
To get your license a lot earlier.
Yeah,
than what you can.
of course you could.
I see a lot of kids doing that.
because that's the
Getting
New
their
South Wales.
license at 17
Yeah.
instead of having to wait till they're 18. I knew if I was definitely living in Victoria, there's no way I'd be waiting till I was 18. I'd be bang over there getting it at 17.
So have you still got a carpentry crew?
Yeah, I still got a carpentry crew. I sort of try and call them builders because we manage the jobs from start to finish. Yeah. But I got
So how many people are you employing now?
I got 11 on the books. Yep, including office and a draftsman.
Good.
And then a couple of subbies that come in and chop us out, pretty well full
Wherever you
time.
need.
Yeah, whenever we need.
Yeah, that's good.
And just use the other companies like the electricians.
Yeah, well,
plumbers,
11 mouths to
all
feed
that.
every single week. That's definitely something that's
That'll drive you.
Yeah, 100%. You can't take a rest day.
I can't muck around.
You got to keep moving.
I've got to make sure that pays in there to pay wages. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. What's been your biggest challenge to date in business?
Wait, firstly, how long have you been in business?
Yeah, I've been in business for 6 years,
Okay.
heading on 7 since I was 19, now 26.
Okay, so you started your business quite early.
That's very young.
So pretty much did you...
How were you qualified?
Yeah, qualified when I was 19.
Really?
So you started
when
the
did you
apprenticeship
start?
when you were like 15?
I started when I would have been 16, yeah.
Yeah, okay. In fact,
So you got off in 3 years. You got the...
Yeah,
you got
I
it
got
qualified
a
in
little
3
bit
years.
younger than 3 years, actually. I worked very hard for my boss and
Yeah.
got up in the roles, and I punched my TAFE work out in my own time a fair bit. So, yeah, I was...
Well,
a bit
that's the
younger.
thing, right?
It was about 2 years and 9 months.
Yeah. Well, that's the
You
thing,
got qualified
I
in?
got qualified in 2
Fuck,
years and 9 months.
Jesus.
That's good. And if any youngsters listening to this podcast, which is sure there's heaps.
Yes.
Well, wouldn't they? It's the place to fucking be if you want to get
silly.
something, get
You're
somewhere in
silly
your
not
life. Age doesn't determine ability. And that's a perfect example of it. I often get apprentices or people saying, oh, I want to do more, I want to do more. Look, cool. I will promote you. Absolutely. Age doesn't determine ability. I'm not waiting for you to do your 4 years. If you can show me that you're a superstar after 3, absolutely, I'll take you off. I had an apprentice a few years back crack the shits at me because I wasn't signing him off after 3 years. And then I said, okay, cool, come to my office. I dropped some plans onto his in front of him. I said, show me the mistakes.
Yeah.
And he just looked at me with a blank face. I go, that's why you're not qualified.
Yeah.
All right?
Exactly.
That's why you're not qualified. You can't even interpret plans and how to build it. If I need to be able to leave you alone on a site and you go out and build that thing. Don't call me. Don't call me and ask me, where's this wall go? How does this beam work?
Yeah.
You need to figure that out. You're fully qualified. The other thing is, if I qualify you and then you leave me and then everyone says, oh, he got his apprenticeship under George and he's got no fucking idea what he's doing, that also looks bad on me too.
Yeah, it's a reflection back to you.
That's right. So I look at it from the perspective of, no, if you are qualified, yes, you will be qualified and you will do what you need to do. So anyone listening out there, age doesn't determine ability in all aspects. And if that was the case, if age did determine ability, there'd be thousands of builders out there that are better than me, and they're simply not.
Yeah.
So that's good that you worked really hard. And then most people would have probably stayed in the role, especially at your age, at 19. They probably would have stayed and been a carpenter for a few years. Did you like working with your boss?
Yeah, I did. The reason why I finished up working with my boss is because I had an opportunity to move over to Gold Coast. My best mate that I was living with said, folks, I'm leaving to go to Gold Coast.
Yeah.
And growing up in Albury-Wodonga, my whole mindset up until, I was 19 was I hated Albury-Wodonga.
Get the fuck out.
I wanted to get the fuck out, to be honest with you, pretty quickly.
Is that everyone there though? Like
It is a lot of
kind of
people.
like
It's
a small
this
town,
is a small
like a small
town. I need to
town.
get the fuck out of here. I need to hit up a big city.
If they're young, I accept them saying it. But if they're older, if they're like, 21, 22 years old and I'm hearing it, I'm like, shut the fuck up, mate. Go move. Go get out. You're old
can.
enough to go out
Yeah.
and actually experience the world, experience other places of Australia. So, yeah.
So you did that?
I did that, yeah, when I was 19. My best mate moved up to Gold Coast. We were living we had a house in Coomera. And, yeah, I packed up my stuff and pretty well gave me boss 6-7 weeks notice. I was able to get, work out with him that if I gave him that time, I'd get signed off, and then moved up to Gold Coast and started as a carpenter up there.
In your own business?
In my own business. Well, I didn't have intentions of running my own business. I went up there and I started working for a guy, and I was pretty well running his site straight away. And he said to me, mate, I want to put you on an ABN so I can give you some purchase orders. And that's when we were getting paid per job. So I was pretty well got pushed into straight being on ABN. And then,
So working as a subby.
working as a subby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whether it was hourly or, cost per job, either. That's what I was getting straight from an ABN. And then, when the tax came around and my accountant sprung me, they're like, oh, you need to make a company name. And there, I am thinking I was working for somebody and company name. So I just called it my last name, Wolki Construction. And
That's good.
Pretty well went from there. And then, ventured around Gold Coast, was up there for a bit under a year, working for a heap of different people, just, experiencing different things out on the beach, and did a lot of work in Currumbin, Palm Beach area, travelled down to Tweed Heads, built some skate parks, built, pretty cool pavilions and that coming off mountain cliffs and that, was involved in a lot of different things just as a carpenter. And then did that for about, 11, close to 11 months. And then my mate that I moved up there with moved back to Albury-Wodonga. And I was up there for a little bit. I got a couple of my own little jobs, which I was just doing for people that, I met just from day-to-day living. The problem.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click just over here. Or if you want to watch the full episode, you can click over here. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching.